We should be recording. To the toy room we go. A new era has begun. I wanted this room to be cleaned out by the end of winter, by Christmas. Slightly ahead of schedule, so now I can start cleaning out the movie room. It's smaller, so I can't put the movies together with VHS, so it's just going to be a DVD room. And the rest of the VHS went into the gaming room where the DVD player was, VHS player was. So now I'm putting the DVD players, VHS player in the DVD room on about one shelf where I have the board games, and the board games will go in storage. So that's a plan to get things in here for Christmas, and for next couple of years I'll be collecting on toys and figures. And once in a while we'll push in a game or some CDs that come in. And this is the main room, or if we go thrifting, I'll keep an eye out for some TV shows. And some TV shows that don't make it in this room are in the overflow where the VHS is. That's where I also have the old TV, I do my gaming. A couple of figures are on the way for wrestling. And the main toy lines are comics, Star Wars, Doctor Who, and wrestling. And then a few little toys here that I find locally, some stuffed animals, Disney characters, some cars. The shelving here is going to stay empty for a while, but over the next 2-3 years we'll add toys and figures as much as I can from these same line. And then later on I'll come into other toys like Transformers are going to be more expensive. Maybe G.I. Joe, we'll see how things go. Sometimes we'll add a game. Atari was part of my childhood, so we'll always come back into Atari. And the setup is finished. Just had to make this back shelf look nice. Cut down a couple of the pieces of wood here. Still need to make this top piece look nice. Been putting on some wallpaper on some of them. This area is going to be for overflow for larger toys. Maybe more Transformers in this area down the line. So this shelf here may stay, I don't know yet. Some smaller cars and toys here. I find locally some stuffed animals, Disney figures, the kind of collectible that I can find will stay in this other area for now. And then these will be for toys and figures later on. So we'll start getting 1 or 2 toys here, 1 or 2 toys there. The main characters are going to be for comics, Star Wars, Doctor Who, wrestling. A new one just came in, Randy Macho Man Savage. So these are the main characters that I remember from my childhood. Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker. And I'll probably get one or 2 more. This one's from Elite, it's a little bit smaller. So I started with these ones because they have The Undertaker. These are Mattel. Sometimes we see Mattel Elite on them. And then, as long as I have snacks holding me up and I have it saved, I'll get a wrestling figure. But come spring, we'll get some divas down here. So we won't stay on the male wrestlers all the time. But these are just a few of the ones I wanted from childhood. I remember watching. Some snacks will hold up. I'll have it saved. I'll get enough figure. And that's how it's going to be. Once in a while, if I go thrifting, I'll get a TV show. And the other room will have the overflow of TV shows that don't make it here. Or I could put TV shows here and kind of push these over. But I think that's enough. The other room can hold the extra TV shows I don't really watch much. Here I keep the main TV shows I watch almost all the time. And this room I'm happy to. It'll take me through my next 2, 3, 4 years. Whether or not I'll keep the taller dolls there or not, I was interested in haunted dolls for a long time. So that's why I started picking up a lot of haunted dolls. early on, because I never got into collecting toys yet, but now it's time to start picking up on toys, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna go jump in the toy room and start adding toys. Not adding toys like crazy, but we're gonna pull out a toy or two from the old era, from Toys R Us or from the 80s, and maybe an older toy. Some older toys up here. Picked up the bowling game just recently. The water game, some little vintage games. Got a yo-yo, EMF meter. I was gonna do a 100 box opening on my channel. I never got around to that. I don't know. I was gonna do one, but then I never got to do it. To see what kind of spirit attachment happens to a 100 box if you buy it off eBay, but it never happened because I got interested in the $100 for a while, then I stopped those. But I don't want them to be about dolls and something like that, so I changed the plan to come into toys, and first thing I came into was comic book figures. Supergirl also just recently came in, although she doesn't have a stand, so I had to put her on a little doll stand. These other ones like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman have a little disc to stand on, which is nice. And we'll come back into Star Wars because I want to get C-3PO and probably Chewbacca, Yoda in the springtime. Then we'll come back into Doctor Who, get a couple more characters. If I don't have enough for the shelf, then underneath it I'll put different characters. So we won't fill up the whole shelf with just one type of figure. And that's about as much spacing as I'm going to do right now. A couple of characters on the shelf. So over the next 2-3 years, we'll add at least one or two characters. So cannot do them every month, but every other month we'll add a little character. Some of them get over $100. These are more vintage and more expensive, so we may not get to those kind of characters, but we'll get to who we can. If not, we'll come back into a different toy line. But I do want wrestling to be the biggest in my toy collection eventually. There are one or two more on the way. So far, Star Wars is the biggest in my collection, but there are a lot smaller little characters. They're not as tall as the wrestling figures. So, been on wrestling now. So, Hogan's my childhood favorite. Undertaker. These two I picked up first. Then Macho Man just came in. I'm starting with Macho Man. I want to get Elizabeth. Probably in the springtime. Maybe China comes springtime. Then some of the other characters. Like Bianca will come probably later on. Then we'll see if I could come back into some of these old characters, maybe like Brother Hitman Hart or something like that will come. HBK, Shawn Michaels. Those are the characters I grew up with. Not the old kind of characters, King Kong Bundy and stuff like that. The old characters, but the characters I grew up with. Well, then I'll go into a different toy line like LJN. I don't know. Those are too old and too worn out, so I probably won't go into collecting those. A lot of people do like them. I had them when I was growing up, but they're too old to collect on because people put them online. They look like they've been played with a dog. So paint's peeling, chipping, and the face paint chipping on the face. So I did not want to have stuff that's like half chewed up, so I went to the Elite, or these are the Mattel, and I started with the Hasbro. So I might get a couple more Hasbro characters down the line, and then later on we'll come into something else, another toy line maybe. Transformers probably will be later on because they're more expensive. Any taller toys will come in the back area, then later on we'll put more toys here if I come into down the line. So these shelves are going to stay here. I'm not going to put nothing on them. Once in a while we'll come into a game. And this is the whole room. Finally got it cleaned out. The Blu-ray probably won't stay here. It'll go to the DVD room, and that's gonna be the last thing. Just clean up some little bits and pieces here in the back corner. I should be good for Christmas now to start to clean up the DVD room. Probably won't be adding much DVD in there anymore. You can't find a horror in my country at all. I think USA collecting old DVDs is just slightly better than in Canada. Canada's are very weak now. They've been pricing up old TV shows now as well, so wasn't able to add much in terms of TV shows. But I'm still keeping an eye out for a few things that I could pick up. Sometimes I'll pick up some music. And all the shelving on this side is now finished. This shelf is completely finished. So I started putting the games over here. And now this back area is almost finished too. So it's going to stay empty. Unless if I decide to throw out those dolls there. Might keep some of them there for now because there's nothing in the back corner yet. I need another year or so before a few more characters to come in. But it's going to take another year or two to really start seeing some figures. Wrestling will grow a little bit more over the next couple of years, but I'm not in a rush. I don't need to have a full toy room, but this toy room is going to carry me on into the next 2, 3, 4 years. So whether or not I add one toy over the summer or I add 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. Picking something out that's vintage and expensive and hard to find, depending on shipping and all that. Sure, maybe if you know a toy collector, if you know a reseller, you could probably get something a little bit cheaper that way if you go to somebody, but it doesn't always happen. We have one flea market in our area, and that's it. The only guy that has toys. So I might go to him come end of the year, around December, which is coming up soon. I do want to hit him before the snow comes. So I was there at the beginning of the year, and I picked up Wonder Woman, so I want to see what else he has for comics, because there are a few I'm keeping an eye out. But I probably won't get to them yet, because I want to build up on wrestling first. So I'm going to probably ask him and see if he has any wrestling figures there. Last time I was there, I did not see any, so I also might check out the CD guy, but I probably won't buy anything from the CD guy. Because we won't be hunting down CDs much. But there's enough room here to fit another 100 or 200 CDs along the bottom, and then we should be okay to push in 1 or 2 CDs here and there. This room makes me happy. It keeps me going now. Not like the DVD collection was overgrown with the VHS. Not finding horror on the VHS, so. Not finding much VHS, not finding horror on DVD. A lot of movies are getting expensive now. They're being made on Blu-ray, so those options either to stop or continue on collecting movies, but collecting them on Blu-ray. I decided to stop the media and keep the TV shows. May keep the TV shows going for a little while. And I'll do something every once in a while. Some snacks here. I've been buying peanuts recently, so had a craving for peanuts. These Dorito chips are new, but I probably won't buy them again. These are a little bit on the spicier side. I'll probably buy these donuts again. They're good. It's the first time buying those. So we might not always talk about a figure. I might talk about something recently that came in, or I might talk about an older figure. Or something I picked up. I picked up this little plane thing recently, so this is a new addition. This little chopper plane. It's I thought it was Russian at first, but it's a medical plane. But there was another one there, but it was broken tail, so I just picked up this one. So then once in a while we'll add a little Disney character. So just still do like my Disney. So. Finding something locally, it'll come in this little section here, the car or something. And this is going to stay empty for a while because I'm just starting into toys now, but something will come in every once in a while. Thanks for watching.